Very well. Let this abomination unto the Lord begin.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Planet Express Delivery Podcast, the show where three functional alcoholics talk about Futurama. Just at the top here, if you want to contact the show, send us an email, planetexpresspod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at PlanXPodcast. Like the Planet Express Delivery Podcast Facebook page. And be sure to find our media group, Shady Voices, on all of the social media. Additionally, if you want to support the show, please subscribe and leave a review in iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Player FM, and wherever else podcasts are found. Also, check out our merch store on TeePublic. Find the link for that in the episode description. Yeah, we have a bunch of designs up right now. That is just a good place to go and get some cool Futurama gear, and you support the show in the process. For this episode, we just had a hostful and talked about the episode Obsoletely Fabulous. Just a note on this episode. At a certain point, our mics started bugging out on us, so I think it's around the half-hour mark. You are probably going to notice a jump. Unfortunately, that audio wasn't salvageable. We had to cut out about a 4 or 5 minute chunk of the episode. But we got right back into it, and so you still get a full episode here. I don't think I have anything else at the top, so thank you all for listening and enjoy the show.
At Shady's, we're forced to confront our hangovers.
Just copious alcohol and cigarettes.
Yeah,
And then you feel like, but then you come back to it the next day at 2, and just like it's all in your face again. Just like, well, I guess this is what I'm doing. This is my life.
No, but that you can get over. I mean,
yeah.
Would you like to announce to our listeners what the
we're recording?
Yeah, we're going.
yeah, I don't know. I've got a fucking toothache. I think probably it's the same tooth that I've had 2 root canals on, and it's not taking. And I couldn't fucking sleep last night. I did get drunk when I was house dog sitting for Brandon. And so once I got back, I was drinking lagers and straight vermouth.
Jesus Christ.
What?
It was all I had. But then, like, I've had this, like, toothache that's been, like, coming on over the past couple of days, and I don't know, like, you get a fucking toothache and then it goes away eventually, or it doesn't, and you go get shit done or whatever. But man, it really just culminated last night in, like, fucking pain. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't find any fucking medicine at Brandon's. So I just, like, I got an ice pack from the freezer, wrapped it in a little hand towel, and I placed it upon my pillow and then put my head on the ice pack and fell asleep, just, like, hoping that it would just numb me while I slept. But, like, I couldn't sleep. I was up until 5 o'clock in the morning when Brandon and his wife and kid come back to the house from Pinchot State Park where they were camping because Sonny, like, threw a fucking tantrum in the middle of the night, apparently. And for, like, 4 hours was just, like, crying uncontrollably.
Yeah.
So they came back. They gave me some medicine that they had stashed somewhere. I don't know. And then I felt better and I was able to sleep, but
What did they give you? Did they just give you, like,
1,500 milligrams of acetaminophen.
all right. Well, I mean,
but it's, like, coming back on now.
it's starting to work its way back to pain.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very much so. Like, it fucking hurts right now.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's what.
And like I was saying, I would rather be hungover because then, like, have a couple beers, smoke a couple smokes, everything's fine. You know?
Yeah.
But, like, no, when you have a fucking root canal that's gone bad again, like, there's no getting over it. It's like, I just am going to sip a beer. I might have some 10% cider that I've got in the fridge that I probably shouldn't drink because I'm all hopped up on caffeine and acetaminophen.
Yeah, I don't know how good cider with all that sugar is for your fucking messed up root canal.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I'm going to go back to Brandon's. I'm going to sober up. I'm going to take some Percocets and pass the fuck out. That's my plan, anyhow.
It's a good plan.
Yeah. Seems like a good idea.
All right, so before we get into anything else, I did get some feedback on the previous episode with regards to new recording location.
Okay.
Well, wait. Welcome to the show.
Oh, we're welcome to the show. We've talked about minor dental procedures for the past 10 minutes.
I
So
was gonna ask him if he wanted us to go all Doc Holliday on him.
Oh, you guys want to yank it out for me?
Let's fucking just pull that shit.
I
A pair of
mean-
pliers? That's gonna hurt.
I have a screwdriver.
all right, get the screwdriver. I got a tire iron. We're gonna just chisel that thing the fuck out.
Yeah, let's just take it out.
It couldn't be much worse than it is now.
We could tie a string to a doorknob and...
Yeah. Let's do it. I don't care at this point.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, right. We're gonna run and get that Percocet first.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I should have brought it.
Oh, Lord.
Dude, I know I told you this earlier, but I just have to reiterate. My mouth is fucking swollen right now. I can't, when you close your teeth, this is not good podcast material, but the...
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that because the right side is so swollen right now that it's lopsided and my teeth don't fucking match up. It's awful.
You are just in hell right now.
Yeah, and fucking laughing and smiling makes it worse.
I was
So can
gonna
we just
say,
get real down like we were last week?
Yeah, let's just keep making this podcast as depressing as we possibly can.
No, we're gonna lose so many viewers.
We are gonna lose all of the non-viewers because this isn't a visual format.
Well, listeners, excuse me.
One feedback text that I received about last week's episode was, well, I'm 10 minutes in and you're still talking about cats.
Sven, you fucking asshole.
Sven!
What else? Elise said that, I don't know that she ever got to where my fart.
That was you in the background. Oh, yeah, now I remember.
Well, no, I farted in the bathroom when I was peeing, and I came out and thought it'd be normal, but it wasn't.
No.
I thought it would be normal.
Dude, your insides must be, terrible, because that shit stank.
Well, I had those gas station hot dogs right
Well,
before
he
we
eats
recorded.
pizza out of a bag, so...
God, let's not talk about that.
Look, I had gas station hot dog that day, too.
Yeah.
And was no worse the wear.
Yeah.
Did we get mail this week?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we're gonna do mail first, so this is gonna be...
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Oh, you want me? Okay, I can pull it up. That's fine.
How quickly?
Probably not quickly. So
All right, well, I'm timing you.
All right.
1 Mississippi,
let's
2
give me a
Mississippi,
minute here.
3 Mississippi.
I gotta...
4. 5. 6 Mississippi.
Oh, no.
Is that still a reference to something?
It is. It's...
It counts. Yeah.
Are people going to understand that?
I
I don't know the exact age of our listenership.
No, Sesame Street's still a thing. It's on HBO now, which is weird.
That's odd.
Oh, by the way, Elise's feedback or whatever, she basically said that she could tell that obviously it sounded, the quality was much better.
Yeah.
But she said that we were maybe hesitant or more laid back because we're not surrounded by this crazy bar atmosphere.
That's true.
Which I think is true, and she kind of said her advice was she said she would give it five episodes in the new place before we actually were to if we were oh, these are not good, before we would ditch it. Do 5 episodes to see if basically we get accustomed to the new space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I think sounds like a pretty decent.
Yeah, we do. We do need to become more acclimated to this area.
Okay, so this is the...
Which is, that's bringing us right back to...
This is the mail we have this week from our buddy Carlton.
You need to let me take a picture.
Thanks for emailing the show, Carlton. You're the only one that talks to us.
Yeah, no, Matt stopped emailing us. What's the deal, Matt?
Matt sucks.
Come on, Matt.
Fuck him.
No, don't talk shit like that on Matt.
I did. I responded to Carlton.
Yeah, the subject line is the scary door into Suds' apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a short email. You are entering the vicinity of an area adjacent to a fart.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks, Carl.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
it's great.
That's
Actually, when I saw that email pop up, for some reason I thought it was from you, and I thought you had secretly written an episode of The Scary Door, and I was like, oh shit.
I am now. I mean,
Has to do with farts, I'm guessing, at this
Wait,
point.
didn't we decide that fart was like the saving grace of the podcast?
Yeah, I believe that
it
was.
brought us from
From just like morbid and like
God.
talking about social issues to just like fart humor. Haha.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't save the podcast, that particular podcast, completely. We definitely were down last episode. What is it? Okay, Suds is handing me what looks like
A tall mason jar of very unhealthy urine.
oh my god, yeah. Yeah. Whoever made this is dying.
It's a jar of my pee.
And I'm gonna
Take a little swig.
I'm gonna take a little sip.
You should get your kidneys checked out.
Yeah, it's very cloudy.
Oh sweet lord, what have you done to your body?
Oh Jesus! What the?
This is actually a homebrew cider. A homebrew cider that Matt Vargo made.
Oh my God! It smells like wine that's been left out in the sun.
Vargo made it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a full flavored beverage. Okay, so do we want to get into this episode while we're still tasting Suds' pee in a jar?
Pee in a jar.
Yeah. This episode is Obsoletely Fabulous, written by Dan Weber, and our synopsis is at Roboticon 3003, Mom reveals her newest model of robot, which is far more advanced than Bender. When Bender's insecurity becomes too overwhelming, he agrees to get an upgrade to make him compatible. But when he gets cold feet at the last minute, he's forced to run away to a tropical island where he can be at peace with his obsolescence. So obviously, we find out by the end of the episode that it's a little bit of
What would you call this? Because a lot of shows do this.
what specific, like it's a frame story because there is what's actually happening is, a story within a story. I don't know what exactly you would call the hallucination that he goes through.
Well, that's the dream episode, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I assume. Like, every sitcom, this being not a sitcom, but close to it, has one of those episodes where one of the main characters has, like, a very, would you call it lucid dream? Would that be?
I don't know. I'm not sure what. I can tell you that this episode reminds me of, there's a story by Ambrose Bierce, and it was actually adapted into a Twilight Zone episode called Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. Does that ring a bell for you guys?
It sounds familiar.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's at the end of the Civil War, a soldier is being hung off a bridge, and the entire story is the rope breaks and he gets washed downstream and eventually ends up back at this homestead. But then when it comes back, everything that had happened was just like a flashback that occurred between the door falling and the ropes. So that's what I likened it to. I don't.
Okay.
And again, we start off depressing, hanging stories.
Yeah.
Great. No, we start this episode at Roboticon 3003.
Sure.
No, that is it. That's definitely what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's
Well, actually, when I started this episode, for some reason, I got distracted. I was watching it earlier today when I was hanging out with Bernie over at Brandon's. And the Wi-Fi was all jacked up and I couldn't connect properly, so I missed the first 20 seconds. And once I started seeing them at the actual convention, I was like, I don't know where the fuck they are right now, but I'm not rewinding this.
20 seconds and you're already just like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
This show could be anywhere.
I was frustrated.
I'm tired. I'm tired.
I have tiny hands.
I have small hands. And
That
I'm
is,
tired all the time.
A reference to something that just recently happened, by the way. If you guys are still following our commander and whatever you want to call him.
I'm running as far in the other direction as fast as I can. As possible.
No, so I'm going to bring it to so we can get the hate for El Presidente out of the way. Apparently, our president made a deal with the Democrats recently having to do with something, budget, something or other, but they've been making a big joke about it because basically what he said was the words to the plan made him tired, so he just didn't want to fight about it. So he gave in to the Democrats.
I mean, like, that's dumb as shit, but fuck, if it works, I mean...
Just speak big words at him and you'll win, is that basically
Is that it? It's just...
Is that what we're going on?
You just have to tire him out. He's like active puppy dog.
Exactly.
You just gotta tire him out and then
keep throwing the ball.
Then he'll just fucking roll over like a fucking weak little idiot. Donald Trump, you fucking moron.
Alright, so we got that out of the way.
Yeah, okay. So we've seen a lot of the exhibits at Roboticon, and the one that there's a few, but I like NannyBot 1.0.
Oh, wait, is that the one where it's a beer bottle on a string? Or which one's that?
It's your mother is dead. I am your caretaker now.
I have replaced your mother.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Sleep, little one.
And it is frightening as shit. It looks just like Leela is watching it, and its mouth opens up, and it's got a baby bottle on its retractable tongue, very alien-esque.
Yeah.
But that's the first exhibit. I mean, there's some other ones in passing.
Well, what's the one that they suggest Bender checks out? It's the beer bottle. It's like a cat toy almost.
Robot scratching post.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And they're they suggest for Bender to check it out. And what's he say? He's like, I've got too much respect for that or something.
He's wearing...
Yeah, he says that, while he's wearing, the headgear.
Dealy boppers.
Is that,
But then a minute later, we actually see him lying on his back underneath the beer bottle playing with it.
The trick was scratching really hard.
Now, this is another Bender-centric episode. Second one in a row.
Yeah, and we've done...
Well, this one's far better, in my opinion.
Well, compared to Bend Her, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's definitely one of the lowest points in the series, I think.
Yeah.
But that, I don't know. I'm still not a huge fan of the Bender-centric episodes. It has to be really, really good, Godfellas, for me to get over the fact that it's Bender.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Since this episode actually Bender-centric wise is lighthearted. It doesn't take itself all that seriously. Our Godfellas was definitely more... There was a philosophical kind of tone maybe to it.
Yeah.
But also, while that was Bender-centric, also we're dealing in that one with the race of people that, come to live upon him. So there were other random characters that were, I mean, yes, it's Bender-centric, but at least, we were getting to see his interactions with these other people as well.
We had other characters. It wasn't just focused.
And I think we can talk about this more when we actually get to the island because, well, first of all, Bender is the only main character, the only member of the Planet Express crew present through the entire second act.
Mm.
So it's not even and I think we jump back and forth a little bit during Godfellas, where it'll cut back to what are Fry and Leela doing right now.
And they're the subplot to that episode.
Yeah.
At least Fry is. Leela is tagging along. I think they just needed, kind of a... what would you call her? She is a foil, but I don't know exactly to that effect. She's the logical... what are we doing? Okay, if you're going to go, I'm going to come with you and just say, hey, you're being crazy about this.
Well, I think that generally the writers are pretty good about realizing what characters need to be in the room at any one time, because if you look at main character, every member of the Planet Express crew augments another character in some way that it will drastically improve a scene or a situation when those two characters are present together. And I think that's when, like we've talked about before, how sometimes Zoidberg is just there. Like, there's no plot device necessarily that requires him, but there is maybe a character development motif that it helps that he is there because he can augment whatever Hermes is talking about, or whatever Bender is talking about, since those two play off of each other so well.
Well, no, in the back, the last episode, I don't know if we talk? Yeah, we did. We mentioned it, where Colette / Bender is like, why can't you just let me have my fun or something to that effect? But he yells for his wedding planner, which happens to be Zoidberg. He's like, tell me Frilly is in this year.
Yeah.
And
they could have just as easily had Randy do it, but Randy and Bender don't have the same chemistry that Zoidberg and Bender do. But that is, I mean, not going back to Bender, because I don't want to fucking talk about that anymore.
Well, I just wanted to bring up that because it's the most recent Zoidberg interacting with the rest of the crew.
But just in this episode, when it's just Bender, who I still maintain is not a strong enough character to carry an episode by himself. But he's also in this place with a bunch of new characters that we've never seen before. We don't know their personality. And I think they still do. I think there's still funny moments in that, but I mean, I would have much rather he had another Planet Express member to play off of during those scenes.
Yeah. I definitely get what you're saying. I do think, especially in comparison to the previous episode, like this is not a great episode, but I like it quite a bit, and especially coming right after Bender. Bender on his own in this episode is fucking fine to me. Like, I'm totally okay with it. I don't think we're not even close, but when he first gets to the island, it's hilarious to me. He's like, well, I need to find shelter. He just picks up a boulder, lays it down on his chest. He's like, okay, well, I guess I'll go out now. And so he gets up and he just starts walking around. I don't know. He's cracking me up the entire time when he's like doing the lighthouse thing. I don't know. I think there's a lot of funny shit going on with Bender on his own in this one, but
and you saying that, we already talked about the writer for the last episode, and none of us knew who the hell he was.
Yeah.
And I did look up, I looked up what he had written for after that, which was like he did one episode of Family Guy, but he does several Futurama episodes coming up, I think. I think we should give it to certain writers for certain characters. Like, I can't remember who wrote for Godfellas.
Ken Keeler.
Okay, so he's one of our favorite writers for the most part. We talk about a lot about these episodes and which ones we don't or do like. We have to give it up for the people who write for the episodes.
Oh, yeah, and we've definitely seen Dan Weber's name come up a few times before.
Yeah, that's very familiar.
So we know he's an experienced writer, and...
Well, at least, maybe specifically for this show, too, he knows how to write for these characters.
That's true.
Like, every writer has their own little niche or their own signature to their writing. And you can definitely tell that they feel more comfortable in certain situations.
Yeah.
So we should bow to that. Now, when you're bringing in someone new, or at least new to us, or you're watching a new television show, or, it's not always the same person writing that episode. They write familiar to what we see, and that's what we're supposed to pick up on. Like, oh, this is kind of in the same... Okay, now I just lost my train of thought. You told me Sven doesn't like the damn...
He gets scared of the washer and dryer. I don't know what he's doing in there. Maybe he's taking a poop in the toilet.
He's taking a little cat poop.
Yeah. Cats do that, don't they?
You can train them. Yeah.
You should do that.
I would love to. Yeah, I was just thinking about this.
Toilet poop. Anyways, back to what I was saying. That's why I particularly with television.
Wait, how is it that normally we record at the bar, and it's like fine, you don't get distracted. But all of a sudden, we're recording in a nice, quiet locale,
the wall.
and my cat distracts you.
The wall.
Oh, okay.
It's fluffy creature. I immediately am enamored. Oh, look at that! What's he doing? But so when you watch TV and even when you read a book, and not necessarily when you read a book, when you read certain kinds of books, like I don't know what you guys love to read. I specifically am graphic novels, science fiction. There's a certain type of writing there.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to read something historical drama or I don't know whatever else nonfiction, as I'm looking at James right now,
I'm not even sure what you're rambling about anymore.
the writing is different. It can be dry, or there's more analytical.
Yeah.
I'll say. So if they bring a guy out of nowhere, or what I would consider out of nowhere, being with the last writer, who it seems like he didn't have a point of reference for what the show was doing, and he thought he was being funny, or was trying too hard to be funny. I don't know. I'm just trying to point out that part of it.
It just didn't work. It was a bad premise from the start, and then the writing.
Are we still
didn't
talking
help
about
it out.
Bender?
Yes, we are, and I really want to stop.
Why?
Okay, we're done. And we're back. We figured out what the problem was. Apparently,
Wait, I forget what it was. Was it you sucking?
Shut your dirty whore mouth. Shut it.
Don't sex shame him.
Yeah.
You be all the whore you want to.
Thank you.
I love you, whores. Yeah, no. One of our splitters for the mics is all fucked up, so now it's like doing weird shit when you plug stuff into it. Anyhow, we fixed it. We should be good to go. We can't remember what we were talking about.
So the next thing is the professor buys Robot 1X, and I just had the note because of the way that it's packaged. Like you would think, like a robot is like a car. Like that's a big purchase, and you got to go and like test drive it and like look around at a bunch of different shit. They just sell these things in like what look like Star Wars collectible like action figure packaging.
I fucking love it, though.
How much does a fucking robot cost in year 3003?
That's a good question.
Well, it can't be too much because even Mom says, for the 17th year in a row, she's like, the next innovation in robotronics or whatever.
It looks like one of those shitty like plastic containers that's really hard to open.
Yeah.
You need a pair of scissors or something. The plastic goes all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I could see that. Got to keep your Robot 1X safe.
I mean, keep the water out at least.
Well, they bring Robot 1X. We're just gonna refer to him as 1X.
Let's just say 1X.
1X.
Yeah, they bring him back to the building, and he starts making Bender look bad.
Yeah, but it's not really on purpose. It's just he's doing his job.
Yeah.
He's very efficient. By the way, the voice is Phil Lamar.
Yeah.
You can pick it up right away. If you hear Hermes speak, and then you hear him, you're like, oh, Phil Lamar.
Yeah.
Who also the voice of Samurai Jack, one of my favorite shows.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, the professor has a line in here when 1X cleans Nibbler's litter box and sets him down in it and gives him a kiss on the forehead. Like the sweetest, like from like an ineffectual faceless machine. He just like, but then Bender, you call that a kiss? He tries to like do the same thing, and the professor just goes, Bender, stop making out and give us a hand.
Oh, yeah.
No, the look on Nibbler's face, though, after he does it, is just kind of like, wait, what? What just happened? It's just...
Because the crew still doesn't know that Nibbler is sentient.
No, it's still it's been erased from the people's minds that do know.
Yeah, Leela and Fry had both seen Nibbler be intelligent, but they both had either been stupefied by the brains or had their memory erased, depending on the character.
Yeah. Well, I love just with that one, the Fry thing. It's like, so am I going to remember this? Probably not.
I don't have anything else until the upgrade, unless you guys...
No, I mean, there's little jokes in there where, Bender's he's being typical pay attention to me, Bender.
Yeah.
Where he hops in a garbage can.
Oh, I thought that was pretty funny.
He's like, I'm stuck.
He's like, I'll just go ahead and do you the favor of tossing me out. He's just hopping around in this
Schleesh, Bender.
You know what you say? Mel out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come over here and watch TV with us. I can't get out. I'm stuck. They're just like, ask X1 or 1X. Is it 1X or X1?
1X.
Is it 1X?
It's 1X.
I could have sworn it was
I
X.
don't remember.
No. Yeah, but the only way out of this is like he has to go for an upgrade, which is basically just like brainwashing.
Yes, essentially, because all of the outdated robots are being upgraded with like a new firmware where they accept the 1X robot.
They have to become compatible with 1X.
I do love this, though, because I was thinking about it today. All the technology we have, like, you need an upgrade or an update every other week.
Yeah. And then also occasionally your shit just dies.
Yeah.
It's planned obsolescence. Like,
Yeah.
it's, you've got, in part, I would say, for the most part, it's so you keep buying
it's
fucking
capitalism.
Toshibas over and over again.
Yeah. Capitalism at its best, my friend.
But also just, I think, an attempt to try to get everyone on the same page technologically. If my fucking laptop ran forever, I'd probably never buy a new one.
Sure. Yeah.
But I want that RAM upgrade in a year from now. So
Yeah.
Well,
gotta go back to fucking Best Buy.
Oh, jeez, I can't even imagine. Years from now, and the big fear is being implanted with chips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're like connected all the time.
Ooh, RFID, the sign of the beast, 666.
Well, I know. Okay, so
I mean, this is like a, fucking people who are against the New World Order. They just assume we're gonna have these chips tracking us.
Let's not talk about the nutters that are worried about.
Okay,
that.
Alex Jones.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
I mean, okay, you already carry around the most powerful surveillance device known to man. What do you think you're going to stop? And second of all, the New World Order isn't hiding. They are basically running the country at this point. So they have no qualms about you knowing that. They're like, what are you fucking going to do?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to rise up against them. Sure you are. You keep that in your mind.
Of course.
Yeah, that's exactly what you'll do against people with massive amounts of money and too much power.
And drones. Don't forget drones.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But you got to keep your fucking AR-15. That's gonna stop them.
Oh,
Yeah.
When we can launch 1,000 missiles from space with an iPhone.
they can shoot a missile right down your fucking chimney with pinpoint precision.
Yeah.
You are not gonna do fuck all. I'm sorry.
We are just there's one person who just feels so on blast right now. Listening to this as they are just dejectedly back and forth between their computer and their gun cabinet, just oh no.
It's Jeff.
God damn it, Jeff. You fuck everything up.
I thought I'd bring Jeff back into this. Jeff.
Jeff is just our audio whipping boy at this point.
Mm-hmm. He's the gentleman everyone at work refers to. He was a quiet man.
God, I hate Jeff so much. I'm gonna drink some more of this pee.
Yeah, please do, because I can't.
Are you done with the pee?
I wouldn't say I'm done, but I feel like I could throw up.
We don't need pee.
That's why I got a glass of water.
Good thing the bathroom is within
True.
fart shot.
Yeah.
It's within farting distance.
Alright, so are we? Yeah, no, we are at the middle of the episode. We actually jumped along pretty quick here.
I
That's
like
all right.
this part because we get all of our old robot pals. Fatbot comes back.
Yeah, we see Fatbot and Roberto.
And Roberto.
They took my stabbing knife! Said I couldn't get it back if I didn't get the upgrade.
But yeah, but Roberto goes first, and he's just like the last thing. He's like, "Death to the 1X robots." Zaps his head. I love the 1X robots.
Yeah.
What happened to your affinity for stabbing them? Oh, no.
I'm past that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See blood? I just have like... What do you... I mean, Roberto is actually very hilarious.
Now, I have a question for you guys.
What's up?
I'm not trying to jump ahead too far here. However,
You do you.
However, what do you think Roberto saw? What was his...
Oh, that's a good question.
What was his vision when he was being upgraded?
Let's
Because
see.
we know that eventually Bender has a vision when he gets upgraded.
Should we assume that all of the visions start out the same way with the robot escaping from
It gets worse the further down you go.
Oh yeah, it gets cloudier. And
Sorry,
if you look at the bottom, like there's just gunk.
Oh, bleh.
Don't swirl it up and drink that. It tastes like pea flavored
Can we
chalk.
strain that or something? Do you have a colander?
I thought that I had a colander. I stole one from my roommate when I was moving in here.
He doesn't listen to this, does he?
No,
Okay.
I couldn't. But now I can't find it.
Well, that shit's gone, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
All right, back to what you were saying, James.
So
Guys-
let's assume that all the visions start the same way.
My tooth hurts.
With the
Continue,
robot escaping from the upgrade facility. I
Yeah, so
assume
what would
Roberto did
Ro-
it by stabbing.
Okay,
Well, I see. Okay.
but then what would he do once he escapes?
Let's see.
He
Probably
He goes to rob the bank.
he goes to rob the bank.
Yeah. Same bank as always.
Let's say
Sven. Now.
just like before, he ends up in a hostage situation with the 1X robot there.
Yes.
Oh,
And then
So then what would the 1X robot do to change his mind?
he would have to save Roberto.
well, it depends because the 1X robot listens to any and all commands. It seems like. I mean, it listens. It listens to Bender's commands.
Yeah.
It's
So-
the perfect tool,
Yeah.
which they refer to it. It is a tool, which all robots technically are a tool in this universe, except for most of them have hilarious personalities and.
Yeah.
They're all tools, but they all have affectations that make them ineffective.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm still not sure why they built Hedonism Bot.
I apologize for
true.
nothing.
What would Fatbot's vision be?
Have we wrapped up Roberto's?
Well, no, I
guess
think
not.
we got midway into it. Okay, so maybe we should do a Twitter poll on this.
All right.
What is Roberto's
For,
vision?
although for Fatbot, I'm guessing that 1X got him into some kind of a Weight Watchers program.
Do you think Fatbot could actually lose weight? No, he is a bot. I think he's just built that way.
I mean, we see in a later episode, Bots and the Bees, that robots do grow up and change form.
That's true.
So, and Fatbot is what, a college-aged robot?
Yeah, he's definitely maybe late teens, early 20s.
So yeah, it's, I'd say it's, at least in the canon of the show, it's believable that Fatbot could lose weight.
That's so funny that the robots in this are somewhat bio-organic.
Yeah.
Like they don't establish that until later, but I do love it is basically a safe sex PSA in that one episode.
After beer and hot wings at a local gas station, the young robots go behind a dumpster. Oh my god, I'm gonna need to find that exact clip because I don't even remember what he says.
We gotta find out who that voice is, too, because that is the best, 1950s propaganda, short movie voice.
I'm guessing it's Billy West.
Probably
That or
is.
Maurice LaMarche.
I'm gonna say it's probably him.
Yeah.
He's more of he's got the, it sounds very similar to, Kiff, but not.
Yeah.
Or not Kiff, Zap. Pardon me.
Yeah.
It's got kind of a Zap thing to it.
Well, that's Billy West.
Does Zap do...
Billy West does Zap.
Oh, okay. Alright. I thought Maurice LaMarche did.
No, he does Kiff and... Oh, you know what? Might also be David Herman.
That's a possibility. We'll have to look it up then and check it out. Dude, he's worse than you, and he's got a... You need to cut his nails.
What? Oh, he's good.
It's all fucked up.
He takes care of it.
He's just gnawing on his... He looks like a coyote that's trying to get out of a trap.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing, man? We gotta take a picture of you. Continue the conversation.
I just think he just pawed his face like, don't look at me!
I'm ugly. No, he's very happy with himself right now.
This is our new co-host right here.
Yeah. I mean, we did bring all of the dancing women from Shady's to the new place.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very quiet though.
Well,
Yeah.
there's no music for them to dance to. Sorry, Cinnamon. And what was the other one?
Oh.
Strawberry.
No.
Strawberry?
I don't know.
That sounds terrible. Cinnamon's the only one I remember.
Cinnamon's the leader.
Yeah. She's signaling that they are new dancers. That's why.
There you go. Yeah, there's just, but there's no music, so it's a lot of just slow hip movements.
Yeah, exactly. Like you see in a television show.
But yeah, Bender, he escapes and immediately
fashions a boat. He lands by the seagulls when he jumps out the window.
And I love this bit because it's something that you don't really notice, but all but one of the seagulls flies away.
Well, yeah. Well, no, they all fly away, but the one kind of jumps back and gets close to him.
Like, he's just fine with it.
Yeah.
The robot fell out of the sky.
Yeah.
So what
I was actually, for some reason, I was fully expecting Bender to just land on them and crush them.
Yeah.
Well, he does it.
Oh, look at that.
Perfect. Well, you're comfortable now. All right. Well, that's good. We are going to start using your post here to put all our equipment on. Just be aware.
If you do it, I'll kill you.
Oh, that's my cat's voice?
Yeah.
If you do it, I'll kill you. Sounds like David Putty.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not.
Michael, the minute you die, I'm going to eat your face.
Oh, he will.
I'm not even going to wait.
Do you wake up with him on your chest?
No.
Okay, he doesn't do that.
No, sometimes when I'm going to bed, he'll chill with me on my belly, but...
Okay, all right. Okay, Putty.
You're way too distracted by cats.
Look, this is the new recording arrangement.
He's a beautiful specimen. Look at him.
We used to have crackheads, now we have cats.
Yes. We have the meow.
That's the new Shady's moment.
Well, no, look, he's about to pounce on you.
No, he doesn't pounce.
He looks like a pouncer.
Do you have treats for him?
I have treats right there.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm just making sure. All right, back to the show, damn it.
Jesus.
No, this is the show now.
Look, I want to give him a treat, so you guys got to get back on the show.
He loves them, so he's going to freak out when
he makes
hears
a
that,
canoe out of the boating prohibited sign.
Right.
No paddle, no rudder, no methods of delivery beyond just he's in a boat going into a thunderstorm.
Yes. Well, he says, what does he say? Like, oh, please, God Poseidon, give me a safe voyage or something.
Oh, merciful Poseidon.
Oh, okay. And then immediately it starts storming ahead of him out on the ocean.
Yeah, Bender he's getting a shit break there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he's actually out there and the waves are like 100 feet tall, he's like, "Screw you, Poseidon!"
You can definitely notice the 3D animation on that shot.
Okay.
This is actually where the animation starts to get really, really good.
Yeah, that was definitely computer generated.
Okay.
You can see just the way that he's like rendered and how the waves move.
I do love how he makes the boat out of the. You did say the no boating sign.
Yeah,
Or just how he like folds it,
he
like
bends it.
yes, he bends the sign.
But he's when he gets to the island, he just says, "Well, I've washed up in worse places."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, tropical island. Yeah, I've washed up in worse places before. Yeah.
And this is where his Robinson Crusoe-esque adventure begins.
Yeah, the rock always cracks me up.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess first thing I need to do is build a shelter. He just picks up a boulder, lays down, and puts the boulder right on top of him. Just lays there for a second. He's like,
No, he moves his legs.
"Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, he kicks his legs a little bit." He's like, "Well,
That works.
Well, I guess I'll go out for a little bit."
Yeah.
Pushes the boulder off, gets up, just starts walking around.
I look, honestly, his reaction to everything, I feel like that's kind of what we would do, especially to this one point. Like, okay, so what else happens after he does the boulder part? He goes and he makes a sign.
Oh yeah.
It's this long
Yeah.
paragraph.
Well,
instead of
all
just-
you can see at first is "help me," like because that's all that's really in frame. But he's one rock short for.
When they
Oh no, he said. Oh, it's the last two words are "need help," but he's one rock short, so it says "need help," HELF, and then it zooms out, and it's this gigantic fucking message, like, "Hey, my name's Bender. You might not have heard of me, but maybe you have," or whatever bullshit.
I bid you adieu.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like grammatically correct. You have the everything. Why? What?
The way that I think we would react is when he's being a lighthouse and runs low on power, and then realizes he's out of booze.
Yeah.
And he's just, well, I guess I'll react the way I always do in this
And
situation.
he just starts bawling.
He breaks down so hard.
Yeah.
But then, well, no, he's like, okay, so he starts digging. He finds yams. Is that something you... Okay, listeners, yams. Do they just... Are they an island thing? Is a yam...
Are
like
yams tropical?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Because he wants to make yam schnapps to this point. And this is where he's like looking for a plug for his blender.
Yeah.
Bender.
Oh yeah, I love when he's looking for an outlet to plug in his blender. First he tries it in the trunk of a tree.
Yep.
Doesn't work. Then he tries it in a beehive. Doesn't work. Then he tries it in the nostril of a wild boar. And it doesn't work, and the boar looks pissed, and he's like, "Hey, I'm the one who should be mad here. Turn around."
Fucking Bender.
Yeah,
Oh my! I'm gonna have the weirdest fucking search history. I just googled "are yams tropical?"
That's not that bad. We've looked up worse during the show.
Well, and it's not giving me anything. It doesn't know what to do with that.
All right, let me.
Somewhere in the Google server, there's just like sparks shooting out. They're just like, "Are yams tropical? Who the fuck knows?"
There's an IT guy going, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh no! It's the yam server again.
The yam questions come up.
When will people learn?
The Google campus is freaking the fuck out right now.
Okay, I have no fucking reception in here.
Yeah, I never do either.
It's
What?
T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That must be in a dark spot then, because I'm getting perfect.
Well, you don't have T-Mobile.
No, I do not.
That sucks. It's worked for me everywhere else.
No, dude, I know my new apartment is a fucking black hole for T-Mobile. I don't know why.
I get lead in the walls.
I can barely get it if I'm laying in bed by the front window, and I can barely get it if I'm standing at the counter in the kitchen by the back wall. That's it.
You gotta get your Wi-Fi set up.
Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
All right. So apparently, yams are a tropical.
Oh, shit.
Well, it says here that yams can be widely found in supermarkets. Obviously,
They grow in supermarkets?
buy a yam in a supermarket. Yeah, exactly. Now I love the very
Then why have I been foraging for yams like a sucker all this time?
Captain Obvious answer here. Yams are native to Africa, Asia, and other tropical regions.
Okay, fuck. Well,
They're basically potatoes.
that bit went on for way too long.
Yeah, that's what we do, and that's why people listen.
There's someone much smarter than us that the entire time we're doing that. Like, of course they are, you fucking idiots!
How do you not know anything about agriculture? Well, no, okay, so...
Well, he's out of booze, and this is when we meet the other robots on the island. What are you doing?
I'm just checking something.
Okay.
Don't worry. It was you talking. I was worried. Look, we're having audio issues, guys. You're gonna have to deal with it until we get it fixed. Sorry. Yeah, no, he's... Continue. I'm done. I got nothing.
Well, he meets he's so sober that he can't function, and then he finally, in like the middle of the night, the other obsolete robots find him and give him booze and nurse him back to health.
Yeah, where did they get the booze?
They have to have, I mean, they've been there for a while. They have like Gilligan's Island style huts and like a hammock, and they know about snails.
They're all very Gilligan's Isle type characters as well.
I mean, we've established there are yams there, so they have probably figured out a fermentation process.
Coconut receiver.
Yeah.
Let's introduce everyone to the, I'm just going to call them the island of Misfit robots at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Cartridge Unit.
Yep.
Sinclair 2000.
Junior. I thought it was Sinclair Junior.
No, it's, I thought it's Sinclair 2K.
All right, let me check that. I must have been looking at the wrong thing. And then...
Cymbal Banging Monkey.
Yes.
Water wheel.
Her name is Lisa. I found that out in the commentary for the episode because it was named after that old Mac or Apple computer, the Lisa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No shit.
I don't think it's mentioned in the episode. That is like extended universe.
Well, oh, wow. Apparently Scruffy is in this episode.
Where's Scruffy?
It says animatic. Maybe that's a reference to something specifically?
I mean, I'm guessing that he's animated, but I know he doesn't have any lines in this episode.
Okay, yeah, good point. Yeah.
He might just be tooling around the building, around Roboticon.
We gotta have a good one for what's Scruffy doing.
Yeah. But yeah, they go over all of the reasons why they're on the island, and, Cartridge Unit does a little introduction. Lisa is running back and forth between the lagoon, panicked every time. You think that they would have figured out a better system.
Or she would just stay in the water.
Or just, like, carry a bottle of water or something.
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
I'm not really sure how her system works, though. Like, she's almost kind of like a... Alright, so this might also be a reference to The Simpsons. So, you remember when Lisa makes a perpetual motion machine?
Yeah.
Well, Lisa, the robot, is technically a perpetual motion machine.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a gear that ciphers water.
Yeah.
So, why would she need to refill unless there was, like, a hole somewhere?
Maybe. I mean, also, that wouldn't work. So, I mean, I'm just saying that it's probably, like, they just did that for yucks to, like, it's funny to have this panicked robot run back and forth.
Oh, no, it's fucking hilarious. I love I don't want to die! But I just, the way the machine, her thing is set up, it just is like, she would never run out of water unless she got, like, knocked over or something.
Yeah. I will say, though, my favorite one is Sinclair. Because when, he looks, pretty normal. Looks like kind of a,
Well, no, he's a reference to 1950s horror robot, I believe.
Yeah,
Sci-fi.
You ever seen the movie Forbidden Planet?
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of the robot from that kind
Yeah,
of.
exactly. They also... it might be similar to Lost in Space. That type of...
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
see
just that old-timey, like, 50s retro-style robot, but when he still looks, you know, old but fairly normal, and then when Bender asks him, you know, what's his problem, he's like, not enough, memory? Oh, now I remember that word, but I forgot my wife's face. I just feel so bad for Sinclair every time. It's just like, oh my god, that's hilariously tragic.
All the robots are definitely hilarious. Cassette Robot is... I'm just going to keep calling him Cassette Robot.
Cartridge unit.
Cartridge Unit is my favorite with his...
They're not even cassettes, they're like 8-track.
Yeah, they're like... He's got like a satchel full of them, but his like retorts, your mother or your mama.
Yeah, very dated retorts. You can see why he went obsolete.
Yeah.
They didn't update his slang.
They do not update
How-
anything.
It's not extra.
How would you update Water Wheel?
Destroy her and then rebuild.
No, I don't destroy Lisa. I don't know. You make it so she doesn't have to refill. Like, maybe enclose the system so it's not like an exposed water wheel, so it's like all the water stays in.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just a bubble that has water in it and just keeps...
Because, we said, like, this wouldn't really work, but in the Futurama universe, I guess that's feasible. But really, all you would need is a case. Just a bigger chassis, and then you have a robot that has an unlimited source of clean power forever.
Yeah.
Which actually might be why she's obsolete, because then you don't get to buy oil for
You
new
would have
robots.
to buy a new robot every year at the expose.
Have you guys heard of this conspiracy theory that apparently they've... like, the oil industry is holding back an engine that runs on pure water?
Yeah, I've heard of this.
No, I've heard that one. I've also heard there's another theory that either the oil companies or one of the electric companies bought the patent to an electric car and buried it
Yeah.
so that they could make money off of their own whatever. I mean, they could make a shit ton of money off of an electric car.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. But imagine having an electric car. You would probably never need to buy another car again other than parts.
Yeah.
Unless, I don't know, they do something. I don't know the exact theory, but there is this theory too as what happened to the idea of an electric car. Now we have technically an electric car. Tesla is electric, fully electric. They cost like $100,000.
Fuck that.
Yeah. No, well, give it 30 years, man. And Elon,
30 years? There's no way I'm gonna live that long.
There's no way I'm gonna live that. I'm fucking halfway done as it is, damn it.
I can tell.
I'm losing shit right now.
I'm falling apart.
We were supposed to be living on Mars by now, damn it.
I want that moon base so much.
There should have been a city on the moon. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, we gotta get off this planet.
Epcot lied to me.
They lied! Michael Jackson, you bastard!
But yeah, so he's hanging out with all the robots on this island, and they are just like so simple. They watch snails crawl for hours at a time.
Which Bender is like, he's not interested at first.
No.
But he gets real into it. once they actually gather around and watch the snail, Bender's like loving it.
Oh yeah, but he gets out. He plays the Kenny Loggins song
right.
from Caddyshack.
Oh my god, you guys. Alright, so You weren't. Were you there? No, you weren't. You must have left. Oh yeah, you were. You were there.
I have no idea what's happening.
Sorry, my thoughts are all over the place. You were playing pool with Astrid, but the hour-long Kenny Loggins.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wait, what? What happened?
Somebody said to Derek, Kenny Loggins sucks. And immediately Derek goes into, I'm gonna fucking irritate the shit out of everybody in the bar for the next 20 minutes to an hour. It had to have been an hour. It felt like an hour.
There was a lot of Loggins.
Yeah, there was a whole...
okay. Yeah.
He played like 12 Kenny Loggins songs, starting with I Am the Gambler.
Okay.
It went on too long. Too long. At that point, Daryl was shithouse drunk. I don't even know why he was still there.
Wait a minute. That was Kenny Rogers.
Oh, okay. No. Why? Okay. Why am I getting these confused? I have no idea.
Dave.
Oh.
What?
Are you
Give me a
sure
break.
it wasn't Kenny G? Did they maybe rotate the three of them?
They would have all been terrible.
Because he didn't actually know which Kenny it was.
If they would have kept the one, Kenny Loggins on repeat, I would have killed myself.
Kenny G is actually a funny motherfucker.
Yeah, is that thing on Netflix?
He's been on At Midnight before.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, no,
Now we're way
he's
off.
fully embraced his own sappiness.
I love it.
Yeah,
He should.
He understands who he is, but he's so fucking funny too. Kenny Loggins, I have no idea.
No, I've no. Wait, Kenny. All right, what other songs does Kenny Loggins do?
Danger Zone.
Oh, there it is. That's okay.
Those are the
Archer.
two Kenny Loggins songs that I know.
Archer reference. In the danger zone. What is wrong with you? Why do you not watch Archer?
He's real grumpy and he has a toothache.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I don't ever watch Archer.
Yeah.
I'm always grumpy. I've always got a toothache.
And Archer reminds him of that.
My Terrible Toothache by Michael Sullivan.
Yes.
What does he do? He's like, now he's against technology and everything. He smashes his CDs, his Beethoven, you deaf bastard.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He beats the fuck out of a washing machine. And
Which
then
they
he's...
pull on land for him, right?
And then it's pointed out that he is the most high-tech thing on the island. Because he is a CD player.
Oh, yeah. So,
He goes through the...
he needs to get a downgrade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I don't... This should have been the part where everyone was like, all right, this has to be a dream.
Yeah.
Like...
Oh, Lord, he's made of wood.
Exactly. A Leela exasperation at this point. Well, he does. He goes through a downgrade. Who the hell even does... Is it Lisa or...
I don't remember.
Probably Cymbal Banging Monkey.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. He's the only one
Clink,
with
clink.
thumbs.
Clink, clink.
That's true.
Yeah.
But they... Alright, so at this point, Lisa has fallen in love with him as well.
That's true. Because they've... now that we're kind of like coming to the end of the end of the second act, the third act is them going back to New York to destroy all technology.
Yes. Bender is fully made of wood, except for his eyeballs.
Yeah, well, his eyes and his like eye visor thing.
Is that still... That's still metal-ish.
That's still metal. His head parts, basically.
Yeah, where all the brain stuff is.
Because I think at the end of the episode, when he burns down, all that's left is his mouth and his eyes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then, his mouth and his eyes are...
Well, he's dragging himself across the floor towards the fire with his eyeballs. Yeah.
Which, now we've jumped a little bit. We haven't gotten to the...
Yeah.
They start doing, like, anti-technology terrorism, basically, around New York.
It's Fight Club.
A little bit of a Unabomber situation.
Yeah, tiny bit. Little Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah.
The only note I have on that is those poor orphans.
Oh, those poor orphans. For shame.
Yeah. He just fucking straight up just sneaks in and smashes their nightlight. These are the orphans who eat books for sustenance, and they just just destroys that one thing that they have.
It's always the same orphans, right?
Oh yeah,
3-year-old girl.
they never get adopted.
Yeah.
It's the same orphans for 13 years who don't age.
Our characters never age. Well, until the last episode.
Yeah. I don't know. The last scene in this is back at the Planet Express building, and I really like that we actually get to wrap up with the other characters. Because as we find out, obviously at the end, this is all an induced hallucination.
During the upgrade process of Bender.
But I mean, they could have haven't seen any of the other characters since then. They could have probably just kept it as Bender by himself.
You know what I just realized? So, his upgrade process involves him having a vision.
Uh-huh.
The actual upgrade itself, what we've seen from other robots being upgraded, like Roberto, results in them not being anti-1X anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what his vision ends with, because he ends up having to rely upon 1X to save everybody in Planet Express.
He's got to come to inner peace with this robot, basically. Yeah.
Save my friends and Zoidberg.
Yeah.
So, that's what happens. He ends up attacking Planet Express delivery headquarters.
Yeah.
With did we mention they are in a wooden submarine, a paddle boat wooden submarine?
I don't even remember that. I don't know.
You're in severe pain now,
I am.
aren't you?
Yeah, it's getting worse.
All right. We'll try and wrap it up. Don't worry.
That was the original title for the Beatles song before they thought Yellow would be better.
Wooden submarine.
Yeah,
We all live in a wooden submarine.
I like it.
There's splinters on my feet.
There's splinters on my feet.
We'll have to slide that past some of our Beatles fans that we know.
Oh my god, that's what we're gonna get sued over.
What's the scene?
McCartney wouldn't do that to us.
They're trying.
No, but Ringo definitely would.
They're trying to take out Planet Express, though, and Bender's like signaling, or they're like have a fucking catapult outside or whatever.
Yeah, it's like throwing giant rocks.
They're trying to take out 1X, but like they hit the ship.
Yep.
Then what did they hit? They hit something else.
First they
First they just put a hole in the wall and Bender climbs in.
Oh,
then we get
okay.
Then they
reaction.
hit the ship.
Okay, yeah.
And he just yells, "Try again, Sinclair. Target Robot 1X. Who's Robot 1X? Firing."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I laughed at that.
And then the second time they hit the ship, they take out one of the landing gears,
which pins the crew at this point.
Great. Now we're being crushed.
Yeah.
But yeah, they and of course, and I don't know, like a Rube Goldbergian kind of way, the fuel just starts leaking out and forms a ring of fire around them. Mm-hmm. Nothing works. They're all being basically burned alive.
Yeah, this is kind of like the pinnacle of the episode where Bender sees that his friends are about to die. Mm-hmm. His crewmates, and obviously we've talked about how he doesn't really give a shit about a lot of things, but he has his moments. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't want his friends to die. He goes to try and save them, but he doesn't realize that he is made of wood. Mm-hmm. And his whole body gets engulfed. He burns down. I think it's Hermes that says, get 1X to help you. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and he eventually comes to the conclusion that he has to get 1X to help him.
Well, I don't think anyone tells him. I think that's the point of the hallucination, that he has to come to terms with it by himself.
Okay, yeah, actually that's valid.
Because he's on fire, and Robot 1X comes up, and that's when he realizes, wait, I can use you to save my friends, and I'll still be the hero.
Yeah, like a tool.
But he just, Robot 1X puts out the fire, and as he is just a pile of ashes and eyeballs on the floor, he's going on about how much he loves Robot 1X now.
and this is when we snap out of the upgrade process.
Yes, comes back to the assembly line and the terrible torture device that he was in. Which, that. It's definitely exactly like a dream episode or a coma episode where they have like that a realization to something. I've seen it in so many things.
My last note is just that Elon Musk must love this episode because he is a huge fan of the it's all a simulation bit.
Oh, jeez.
But then the takeaway of it is just everyone experiences the upgrade differently. I guess it's is anything real?
He walks out and he's just whistling. You see unicorns and fairies.
It's like a cigar tree and just a unicorn with a what is it? The Saint Bernards that have the brandy barrels, and they go and find people in avalanches.
Rescue booze.
Rescue booze. That's
Yeah.
That's what I call the bottle of tequila that I keep by my bed.
In the drawer next to my bed.
Nah, just open.
Oh God, my tooth would love some tequila right now.
I'll go get it.
Okay,
We need to
cool.
get you some booze, man.
Oh,
some real
God.
booze.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys can't see it, but Suds is in so much pain right now.
My right cheek feels hot.
Uh-oh. You want to get some ice?
No, I'll deal with it later.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, it's kind of warm. No one can see that.
All right.
I don't really have anything else on
Yeah,
this
no,
episode.
this is kind of like an in-passing episode, I want to say. I'll start it off. We don't have anything else. Do we have anything else?
Well, we
Scruffy was in the episode.
Well, but do we know where?
I don't.
No, I don't remember seeing him at all.
Okay, so it said animatic on the.
Yeah, it must have just been in the background. Or he showed up to the fair with them, and that was the last time you saw him.
Maybe he was in the background at the end when they were at the
Possibly,
the building.
Well, we can go over first of all our scruffies from last week.
Oh yeah.
Based on our Twitter poll, 5% thought he was vacationing in Paraguay. 5% thought he was gambling on the Olympics.
5%.
I know.
Okay.
Even when we're not at the bar, none of us cannot not get kind of drunk.
Oh, God, yeah. And we've only been doing this for less than 2 hours, and we're already slurring.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, though, we spent far less money doing this.
I spent $0 today.
Yeah, I spent $4, and I got a nice buzz.
But wrapping it, 11% thought he was in a fantasy Blurns Ball draft.
Oh yeah.
And guess what 78% of our listeners thought
Reading
he was doing?
0 G jugs.
Once again, for the win!
I think we built up Scruffy to be such a pervert. This is the majority of his time is
What's
just...
wrong with 0 G jugs?
Yeah.
Everybody likes floating jugs.
So what do you guys think he was doing in this episode?
Well, obviously, there's the 0 G jugs, but...
We don't even need to say it. Everyone already assumes that 0 G Jugs is a part of it.
I want to say he was either purchasing more robots for the Planet Express headquarters.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of robots that do different things. So why wouldn't he be, I don't know, a new wash bucket or mop bucket?
The thing I wanted to bring up is because he wouldn't have anything to do because Robot 1X does fucking everything.
Oh.
We have to believe that it knows how to fix a boiling turlet.
Turlet.
Yeah.
So with Scruffy, with no work to do, obviously he's reading 0 G Jugs.
Yeah, no, 0 G jugs. Or planning to destroy 1X.
Here's the thing: are we wondering what Scruffy is doing during Bender's vision, or in real life?
Well, you know what? In Bender's vision, it's definitely reading 0 G jugs because that's the only reference we have. But in real life,
Like Bender goes for an upgrade. He gets the upgrade and he comes back. That's it.
I think he went for a paddle boat ride.
With the murder bots?
Yeah, he was the third party in the murder bot paddle boat ride.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah, fine.
All right. Do we have anything else?
I don't know. No.
Well,
We're at Scruffies and Slurmies right now, so
All right, let's let Toothache do Slurmies first.
What?
do you call him Toothface?
Toothache.
Oh, toothache. Okay. All right. So
Just let him get it out of the way. Come on, chop chop.
I don't know. I like this episode. I think Water Wheel Bot
Lisa.
is hilarious. She's my favorite.
Don't want to die.
Yeah, she's just freaking out. I don't know. I think it's a pretty decent episode. You know, but actually I'm surprised I don't like it more, being that it comes right after Bend-Her. But I don't know. I give this like a 3.25. I think it's pretty good. I think what my biggest issue with this episode is the fact that it's all a vision of Bender's, because a lot of it's really funny to me, but then at the end they just sort of wipe it away as like, no, this never happened.
And it doesn't matter. It's like, what was that show Dallas that they did?
Yeah,
Dallas did it. There's another
Roseanne.
show. Roseanne
In
had
the
a
last season.
Dynasty.
Dynasty, or no, it was Dallas.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure it was Dallas.
Okay.
Dynasty. See, a lot
Either
of,
way, it was before my time, so
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit.
Well, you're 15 years old,
I know.
so
You guys keep buying me beer.
yeah,
would make
you're welcome.
us- that would make us 10 years younger. So we're in our 20s. Is that what you're saying?
No, you are. I'm 45 years old.
Make you 12 years younger.
Wow, time travel is really fucked up.
But I will say that despite that I don't love the ending, I do, as I had the realization that the upgrade essentially is them becoming okay with Robot 1X. That is what Bender's vision did for him as well. The entire vision was him, getting the downgrade and then having to become okay with, or asking 1X for help or whatever to save the crew. Mm-hmm. So that does make sense with what the upgrade process was, but at the same time, I don't know. I thought the vision parts were pretty funny, and I liked it, and so to just find out that none of it actually happened is sort of weird. But
Yeah. Okay.
it's a funny episode. I just don't love the ending, and my tooth hurts.
So, go lower. I'm gonna give this about a 2.5.
Oh boy.
This is a fairly middle of the road episode for me. I won't skip it when it comes up, but I always kind of forget about it. It just never really sticks in my memory that much. But then whenever I'm watching the 5th season and this one comes on, I'm just like, oh right, yeah, this happened. For all the reasons that Mike said, obviously there's some funny stuff in here. It's kind of a bummer that it's all a vision. It doesn't really matter in the end. And also I feel like I might just be a little bit glum about it, because especially another Bender-centric episode coming off of the tale of Bend-Her. And that is just depressing as shit.
You keep bringing it back.
Well, no, I don't want to talk about the episode, but it's just we just got that one, and then we get another Bender episode, and it's just fucking, I don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah, that's understandable. I can understand.
Yeah, so I'll give it a 2.5. It's, it's fine. It's good at what it does. I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it, but it's good.
Well, are you set?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'm the middle ground. Maybe middle-ish ground. I'm giving it a 2.75.
Okay.
There are a lot of jokes that I laughed at, but you're right. Overall, this is a story or an episode that I do forget about, and when it does come on, I'm like, oh, it's this episode. And I don't necessarily pay a lot of attention to it, but certain parts with Lisa the water robot, or where he bends the sign and he's being merciful Poseidon, damn you, and just little parts like that. where he uses his eyeballs at the end to walk towards.
Oh, wait, we didn't really talk about that. I do like the animation.
I mentioned it briefly.
Yeah. But overall, it is, for me, it's a meh episode.
Yeah,
Like,
I get that noise.
yeah, but yeah, it's not terrible, and I won't turn it off. I will say that.
Yeah.
I will not skip this episode, but I will leave it on and vaguely pay attention.
Yeah.
I think Bender on the tropical island is hilarious. I think there's some great scenes there.
Yeah.
And as we already mentioned, we love Lisa and Sinclair and Cartridge Unit and Sybil banging Monkey.
But now that we're talking about the fact that it's a vision or just like a dream sequence, all those characters come from Bender's mind.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
He made those
Now,
those
did he make
images.
them up, or did he maybe he has memories of them from his past?
I feel
or something?
like, because do we ever? Here's a question for our listeners: do we ever see those robots ever again? Because if we don't, then he made them up. They are fictitious characters of Bender's mind.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know that we ever see any of them again, or that we have seen them before necessarily.
No, I don't think so. It might be a possibility that in an earlier episode where they want to destroy all the robots, they might have been on the island somewhere.
You know what? They have to, or I have to believe that they exist somewhere in this universe, because Bender, he didn't just imagine them out of nowhere. He doesn't have an imagination. This entire memory, as we find out in Bender's game, he doesn't have an imagination. He would have to have drawn everything in that hallucination from somewhere else. So it's more like a mosaic of other memories that got patched together to create. Or it was just something that the upgrade fucking downloaded into him.
Yeah, that's true. Could be one of those. Anyhow, that is all our Slurmies. Do we want to do plugs real quick, or do we have anything else we want to talk about?
I don't have anything. You can follow me on Twitter at Gorilla Karate.
Mike Suds on the internet.
And my tooth really hurts.
It does.
Okay. And you can follow me on Instagram at DeadWolfsHow.
Showl.
Shut your...
Well, is it Mike Suds, or is it Mike Suds on the internet? Full...
Yeah. Exactly.
Leave it up to you to find out. A little bit of a secret.
Thank you for listening.
Whatever, not a single person has ever fucking looked me up or added me, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, but look angry, my tooth hurts face. You don't have to be angry with our listeners.
I'm gonna rage punch this table.
No, you're not.
You know whose fault this is? Jeff's.
Yeah, Jeff. You be angry with Jeff.
Jeff made your tooth hurt.
I believe it.
Fuck you, Jeff.
All right. Thank you for listening. We will see. You'll hear us next time.
But we'll see you.
We'll see you.
We're watching you always.
Off you go, apparently.